My name's Jacob Rubin.
My name is James.
My name is Eric Gerhardt.
I'm Kyle Gaddyberg.
I'm Isaac.
My character is World of Fame Talonsong, a 10th level Raptoran with 5 levels in Sorcerer and 5 levels in Force Missile Mage, which specializes in using the magic missile spell over and over.
I'm Eric Nguyen. I play Tyrande the Green, the shortest, feistiest, most crazed wizard thing you're ever going to find.
I play Jonas. He's a 12th level thief. He's the oldest surviving member of the party.
I play 4.
I was playing a cleric.
An incarnate Mog, which means that he's a golem, an artificial stone creature.
He died, and I was really, really upset when he died, and he was a very good character, so I came back as kind of a mage, con man, liar, lying type.
I'm Andy Flores, and I'm the DM. I constantly say that playing D&D here is like playing, basketball and other places where you get pick up players that come in all the time. I kind of prefer it because it opens my circles up a bit.
Prior to this, I'd mostly played with friends of mine, but I moved to the Bay Area about 1.5 years ago, a little over that now, and I didn't know anybody, and I came to games at Berkeley, and, I instantly had, friends.
It's D&D, and it's become popular with children anywhere from grammar school on up. Not so with a lot of adults who think it's been connected to a number of suicides and murders. The idea of the game, which is played by highly imaginative and intelligent kids, is to assume the role of one of the characters. One game can go on for weeks or even months. The problem seems to be that some kids take it more seriously than others, take it a step further, playing a character who brings them the power in a game they couldn't possibly get in real life.
Oh, dude.
Are you dying?
What's your con?
Totally dying.
16.
The history of D&D in the 80s and in the early 80s where, a couple of kids either committed suicide or they, attempted murder.
When I was a kid, especially in the Midwest, it was just assumed by all adults that Dungeons & Dragons involved actual devil worship.
The MO of who they were, the personality type of who they were, is that they were D&D players.
The images that I think that get cooked up in people's heads about D&D are accurate, but could be more accurate.
Whenever you see something that you don't actually go up and look into face first, you see just a snippet, and you're not gonna notice the gamer who's well-adjusted. You're gonna notice the gamer who's weird.
Getting dressed up, playing by candlelight. You stand up and you have a sword. You have a sword and you swing it whenever you roll the dice.
There's a saying that I always like to say, it's easy to make fun of what you don't understand.
The creature must succeed. It targets one creature, DC 15 Fortitude save, or be affected as though by a hold monster spell. Unless he rolls a 1, I'm sure he's going to pass it.
A lot of nerds I know make fun of jocks. Just because, it's something they don't understand. And it's easy to, big dumb jock can only play football, can't do his taxes.
You call it nerdy, you call it, all these, geeky, all these different aspects that require, you use a lot of your brain power to play a game.
Well, because of the obvious stereotypes. The whole, virgin living in your parents' basement and whatnot. And I've met a lot of those guys. And they exist. The stereotypes exist for a reason. And that bothers me. I kind of want to, hit him and be like, you don't have to be like that. You could be someone who can play this game and have a normal life.
D&D would be...
I would describe it as...
The writers have written the entire story down and put it into a book. Then they give that book to someone to read. And in that it has all the details of all the secrets of the place, the statistics of all the monsters, and all these little side characters who will relay information about the story are put and condensed into this book.
I would describe it as storytelling with random number generation. Storytelling with rules.
Then all the main characters, that would actually be the individual characters that they would play. They would actually form a person with their identities, but there is a statistic, there's a character sheet that you can actually describe this person so that these numbers then can be relayed into a game mechanic.
Creating a character and someone gives you something to work with and then you work with it. How would they respond in blank? But if they would be able, and if you do that, see if you succeed. Because anyone can just say, I walk into this room and I pick the lock. And I'm like, all right. But, you gotta roll dice to see whether or not it's open. This is my very last spell. Come on.
I see 4.
I see that you see 1 4 and 4 1s.
Certain characters have certain niches. They do certain things. And they do certain things very well based on the abilities of what they do. Then, the story gets more interesting for the DM, because then once you understand what all these statistics are and you've learned about them very well, you create this storyline where there's these individual challenges that they have to overcome.
I was always a big reader, liked science fiction and fantasy, and the notion, and role-playing is like low-tech virtual reality. You get to be someone else for a little time. You get to know what it's like to be a certain kind of hero, and that's just always appealed to me.
Like, I'm a scrawny guy, but I was playing Grohl, and suddenly I'm the guy who you want to go into the room first to take all the arrows and take out all the guys so that the sorcerer can then run in and do other stuff. But I wouldn't be the first to do that in a real-life situation. Like, I took a How Would You Survive in a Zombie Outbreak test yesterday, and I did not do well. But in D&D, I would.
D&D, well, it's got the hack and the slash. I swing my sword. I hack and I slash and I just cut my way through a dungeon. You get to have the satisfaction of actual challenge.
We can't win.
I appear to be engaged.
And 4 is now up next. So what do you do, 4?
She didn't actually.
I take a kind of a sidestep and
Take a sidestep. Which way?
Just a 5-foot sidestep this way.
Can someone push in 5 feet?
Yeah. All the while, I'm totally trying to engage her, and I'm like, "So you're a goddess, huh? I thought you'd be taller." And I swing.
I thought you'd be taller. I love it.
And I'm going to be just attacking and refreshing maneuvers.
D&D is also a really good way to get people to, just tell stories and write.
Storytelling is, one of the oldest forms of entertainment, in all realities.
There's definitely you get a lot of bookish types. They read a lot. They're used to holding large worlds in their imagination, and so going to play an imagination game sounds like great fun.
To be able to sit down and to do it in some sort of a game where there's dice and probability that sort of determine the factor of when of the story and how you want to play out the story, I think is what is an appealing part about this from a storyteller's point of view. The very queer incident that is about to occur is set upon you. So it is snowing, which also makes the view that you see outside of the entrance that much more interesting. The horde of hobgoblins and ogres that were sort of setting in the field before the mountain, right, have now started to make a frantic run in all sorts of directions. Not towards the mountain, obviously, but but away. The sense of chaos that have come from these, obviously overly exerted monsters has sort of broken at this point. Now they realize that if the mountain that they're worshiping is starting to break down, that all sense of rank and command have now pretty much
fuck this,
nullified.
guys, I'm out.
Is the statue of Tiamat falling apart?
Yes, bits and pieces are starting to
off of the Thane. The heads are falling.
The storytelling, telling a story together. It's just such a cool community aspect.
And you could get together and share something in common for 5 or 6 hours.
It's created this strange little brotherhood.
I think we have a pretty good group here, and I think we do have a lot of camaraderie.
Camaraderie and community and commitment.
It's a complicated game. It's not a game for everybody.
The adamant dwarven war axe comes out of my glove.
Oh, okay.
And he's
Being engaged and challenged in ways that are very different and unique than any board game would have you, because the board game is very set and specific. D&D, it's all in our mind. So anything and everything that we want to do, we just sort of say that. In a story, all you have to say is, I want to climb the cliff, and you make a couple of rolls and see, how successful you were at doing so.
Nice.
Okay, now
Okay, so now roll a d20. At this time, you're doing an attack roll, so just don't roll a 1. We all like stories, and so just some of us choose to engage it in different ways.
What the fuck's an owl bear?